Hello everyone, today our group will be presenting on the Bluetongue disease, a viral disease that affects livestock such as sheep, cattle, and goats. This disease is important because severe outbreaks can cause mortality rates of up to 30% in sheep and lead to major economic losses for farmers due to the reduced meat and milk production. In some regions, outbreaks can even spread quickly and require strict animal movement restrictions in order to control the disease. Bluetongue disease is also becoming more common in new geographic regions due to climate change and the expansion of insect populations, which carry the virus. Because of these factors, Bluetongue disease is an increasing concern for animal health, food production, and agricultural economies worldwide. Today, we're going to walk through what the disease is, how it spreads, the symptoms and diagnosis, prevention, and treatment strategies, and also the economic and research implications that will be shown in our infographic.
Bluetongue disease is caused by the bluetongue virus, which belongs to the family Rheoviridae and the genus Orbivirus. It primarily affects ruminant animals, meaning animals such as sheep, cattle, goats, and some wild species like deer. The disease is transmitted through the bites of infected biting midges, which act as vectors. This means the virus is spread indirectly through insects rather than direct animal to animal contact. These insects are most active in warm and humid conditions, especially during late summer or fall. The species most severely affected are sheep, while cattle often act as a reservoir host. This means cattle can carry the virus without showing severe symptoms and may unintentionally spread the disease to other animals. Common clinical signs of bluetongue disease include fever, swelling to the face and tongue, excessive salivation, nasal discharge, and ulcerations in the mouth. Animals may also appear weak, lose their appetite, or have difficulty walking due to inflammation in the hooves. From a pathology perspective, bluetongue can cause inflammation of blood vessels, tissue swelling, lesions in the mouth, and respiratory tract. These internal changes contribute to the visible symptoms seen in affected animals. Veterinarians diagnose bluetongue using laboratory tests such as PCR to detect viral genetic material, a ELISA test to detect antibodies, and viral isolation in specialized laboratories. Early diagnosis is important because it allows veterinarians to quickly implement control measures and prevent the disease from spreading.
Treatment and prevention. There is currently no specific antiviral treatment for bluetongue disease, so treatment focuses mainly on supportive care. This can include providing fluids to prevent dehydration, anti inflammatory medications to reduce swelling, and monitoring animals while their immune system fights the infection. Vaccines are available in some regions, but they may only protect against certain strains of the virus. Because bluetongue has multiple strains, vaccination programs must be carefully planned to match the strains circulating in a specific area. Prevention focuses heavily on biosecurity and vector control. Farmers can reduce exposure to biting midges by keeping animals indoors during peak insect activity, using insect repellents or protective screens, and removing standing water where insects can breed. Other important prevention strategies include quarantining infected animals, restricting animal movement during outbreaks, and regularly monitoring livestock for early signs of disease.
Bluetongue disease can have serious economic and social impacts on farms and the livestock industry. At the farm level, losses can include high mortality rates in sheep, reduced and meat production, reproductive losses, and increased veterinary costs. These losses can be especially challenging for farmers who depend on the livestock as their primary source of income. Bluetongue can also affect international trade. During outbreaks, countries may restrict livestock movement or impose trade bans to prevent the disease from spreading. These restrictions can disrupt food supply chains and they can increase costs for the farmers and consumers. Now we will briefly explain the graph shown on the infographic. On the chart, we see the horizontal axis, which shows three species, the goats, sheep, and the cattle. The vertical axis shows the percentage of disease incidence and the case fatality rates. The main trend that we can see is that the sheep have the highest case fatality rates compared to the goats and the cattle. This pattern shows why the sheep are considered the most vulnerable species and why prevention strategies often focus on protecting the sheep populations first. When we're understanding this data, this can help veterinarians and farmers make better decisions that are informed about the disease control and the resource allocation.
Researchers are currently working on developing safer vaccines that can protect animals against multiple strains of the virus. Scientists are also improving diagnostic tools like PCR testing so outbreaks can be detected more quickly and controlled more effectively. However, many challenges still remain. The virus continues to evolve into new strains, and climate change is expanding the geographic range of the insects that transmit the disease. These factors make continued research and monitoring very essential for controlling bluetongue in the future. In conclusion, bluetongue disease is a significant livestock disease that affects animal health, farm productivity, and even global trade. One simple but effective biosecurity practice is reducing standing water and controlling insects around bars and animal housing areas. This helps limit exposure to biting midges and reduces the risk of disease outbreaks. Thank you for listening to our presentation.